Hello there everybody and welcome back to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. I nearly got wiped out trying to do my qualifying. This is Season 2, Round 2, a track that we haven't had featured on this game yet as it wasn't available until Season 2 of Career Mode. This is Shanghai China, so good to be back here after not being able to do it in Season 1. I've no idea why they made it that way, but whatever, it is what it is. Welcome to this circuit. So now we're doing what we usually do at this part, trying to get out of Q1. Should be relatively straightforward. I have missed this circuit as I do enjoy driving around it, but that long first corner, mate, that's just a challenge in itself. So anyway, we're currently 17th and looking at not making it out of Q1 at the moment. So we need to find that little bit more pace, and I'm going to be honest, I'm struggling to find it round here. Though doing that's going to help. That's not the circuit, Joe. Anyway, we managed to get to P15, and that still isn't enough to get us through. We qualify 18th for the Chinese Grand Prix. That is disappointing.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once more, a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt we've got plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. The ever-tightening turns 1 and 2 will prove tricky in the slippery conditions here at Shanghai, and anyone that slides wide will lose a lot of time getting back on track. Turn 14 should still be the best place for overtaking, but we'll have to see some improvement in the weather before the drivers can take advantage of that DRS assistance. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Why don't we talk about Ferrari? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Ricciardo, Leclerc, Lando Norris, and Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Vettel and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Tsunoda, Antonio Giovinazzi and Ocon, Mick Schumacher, Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Joker, Joe, Schwartzman, Markelov and Nikita Mazapin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So, very disappointed to be starting in P18 in SOGGY Shanghai. Oh, I like that. There's the title of the video. Anyway, it's lights out and away we don't go here with all the wheel spin we've got. That is a very bad start. We've lost 3 places there. Look at Mazepin go there. Anyway, we're now going to take it to the outside line to try and gain a few positions, and you know what, that's really working for us. That is working a treat. Then we're going to have to back out here unless we go into Mick Schumacher. I'm not Fernando Alonso. Anyway, we have made up a few positions, and I say a few, we've made up 5 positions just going around the outside there. That is outstanding, and we're going to break a bit later here, and we're going to gain 4 more places as a yellow flag. Illegal overtake on Tsunoda. I thought I'd got that move done before the yellow came out, but whatever. Gonna let him back through. And we're gonna chase him down. So P13, not a bad start, despite the initial getaway. We're up 5 places, and now chasing down Tsunoda. Going for my favourite overtake, round the outside to the inside of that particular area of the circuit, and we have got him done. But we're now heading towards the... I don't know if you'd call it a chicane, because there is a left-right, but it's a sweeper. I don't know what you'd call that, but anyway, Tsunoda's having a look round the inside. I'm giving him space, but on the outside, I've got better traction. And with that, Tsunoda just has to back out as we head down this long straight for the first time. It is very, very wet. It is very, very slippery, and IRL, I don't even think this race would get underway with the conditions like this. It does take me back to Spa when the conditions were like that and they didn't run it. But anyway, we're now at the end of the straight. I was hoping for a couple of people to break a bit earlier than that, but it didn't happen. We've now gone wide on lap 2 because of pushing just that little bit too hard, and in these conditions, it will punish you. Anyway, we've now got Tsunoda that we're having to cover, and we've got him covered. You're not coming past, Sunshine. You are not coming past. You shall not pass! Anyway, I've had enough of my Gandalf moment. We're riding on board with an Aston Martin right now, who's getting it very wrong, and round it goes, and I think that's Sebastian Vettel, who's had a bit of a spin of his own accord there, so that's unlucky for him. Meanwhile, we're now trying to catch up with Gasly and Stroll in 9th and 10th, in the hope of getting us into the points, which is where we want to be. Points are very valuable, especially at this stage of the season where we're not quite where we want to be on the performance index, but like I said before, the money is coming in, which means we've got more sponsors, more resource points to play with, and we can do more upgrades per department to play with as well. So we're gonna move up the field quite significantly this season, and I'm still targeting podiums and a couple of wins. But anyway, it's the end of lap 3. Hamilton just sets the fastest lap of 1 minute 40.1. We're still trying to catch Stroll, but I've hit that curb too hard, gone to the outside, and round it goes, and we are facing backwards in this Chinese Grand Prix. And I've got to wait for the rest of the field to go by. That is extremely disappointing, and not what I needed in this race at all. And the Joe H2O cars are 21st and 22nd. I can't. This is probably our lowest moment in this My Team career mode, because both cars are right at the back. Schwartzman can't even get past Mazapin at this stage. It's a disappointing day so far. We were running near the points, but we've had that spin, and now I'm trying to make up for it. I have caught up to Schwartzman, and now I'm going to have a look up the inside of this long first corner. Robert, please don't be a dick. Please don't. He's not giving me any room at all, and there's light contact there. Oh, the two teammates nearly taking each other out, battling for 21st. I can't. I can't. It actually hurts. It hurts my soul right now to see that. But anyway, we're now going to take a dive up the inside of Schwartzman with a bit of late braking, and we've overshot the corner slightly, but we should get a better exit. But Schwartzman's got great momentum coming out of the corner. I'm now going to take the inside, brake a little bit later, and bully him to the outside a little. I'm in no mood for him to be a bad team player today. Not having any of that. Not a chance. Anyway, next up we've got Nikita Mazapin, whose rear end I am tired of seeing, but whatever. We seem to have raced him quite a bit in this career mode so far. I'm going to have a look up the inside, but that gap's just going to close in on me, and I don't really want to lose a wing trying to do that. So we've just got to wait it out until the next corner, and maybe then we'll have a better chance of having a look at Mazepin. But he's got momentum out the corner. He's got the torque out the corner that we're just not getting. So we're really struggling to get the momentum out of the corner in these conditions. And I think that's just my bad driving. But over to my favourite overtake. And through we go into P20. I'd be a lot prouder of that overtake if it wasn't P20. But next up is our former teammate Artem Markelov. And in front of him is the home race hero Guan Yu Zhou, who's not really giving the home fans a lot to cheer about in P18 at the moment. But he is in a Williams, so naturally he would struggle. And obviously at this point I also need to mention the performance patch had not rolled in yet, so the Williams not quite as bumped up as it would be. Anyway, again, round the outside, up the inside, that is Markelov done. But as I was saying, that Williams won't have had the performance bump yet, so still struggling for performance and pace. But now we're right behind Guan Yu Zhou for that 18th place, and the home crowd are going to despair that a little bit more as we've charged past him. Oh no, they're not, because he's down the inside. We're going to try and cover around the outside. I've got the inside line here, and Guan Yu will just have to tuck in behind me. So that is P18, and I've never fought that hard for P18. It's lap 10 out of 28. So still over half the race to go, still plenty of opportunities for us, but we need to push on now. We've got some clear air, we need to make the most of it, and we've now used that clear air to catch up with George Russell over the course of a few laps. Guan Yu Zhou has been passed by Markelov and is losing places. I think I heard on the team radio that he's got a problem with his car, which is unlucky for him, but now we're going to try and catch up to George Russell and see if we can get past him using my favourite overtake once again, although we are quite far back this time. Although we're not far back anymore as we head down the pit straight, and I think this is going to be down the inside of one. Are we going to be able to make that? Yes, we are. That is a beautiful, straightforward overtake there. Right, next up, Mick Schumacher in P16. I don't know why I thought Russell was in 15th there. But Mick Schumacher now, P16. He is our next target. And we're going to try the same move on him, but I don't think we're close enough to do it. No, we're not. So we're going to try around the outside, but we've gone too wide there. We're going to try and cut back in and try and get the up and under. No, there's no space there whatsoever. That was a gap that was just closing on me and resulting in me having to pit for a new wing, which we're not having in this race. There's been enough disappointment and drama, so let's just set up our favourite overtake round the outside. We've got a lot of momentum on him round the outside there, and that just allows us to complete the move down the inside. That is P16, although getting a bit squirrely on the exit there. And Mick's now having a look down the inside of the left-hander, but I think, I dare say, we have him covered. Right, next up is Latifi in the other Alfa Romeo. And we are actually pitting because the conditions look like they're improving. So I'm pitting to gamble for intermediates because A, I need to pit anyway, and B, if I'm honest, in this race I've got nothing to lose. But it does look like the conditions are slowly starting to improve. So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to take this gamble. And the gamble is working. Look at that, purple middle sector. Down the inside of Schwartzman, who's still in 22nd position now we've got past him. Robert, I need you to step it up, man. This isn't good enough. Right, next up is Nikita Mazapin. And look at the momentum we've got. Just because this tyre is working so much better for us now. This intermediate tyre is definitely the way to go as we gain a position on Mazepin. And I think we should be able to gain one on Zhou in the same space of... same corner as well. Although we're sliding and drifting round the corner. But we've still got the move done while trying to contain a drift. That is a rally cross overtake if I ever saw one. And now we are the fastest car on the circuit owing to these intermediate tyres. How long are the AI going to stay out? Because I am comfortable for them to stay out longer with this tyre as we keep setting fastest laps, but now they're starting to pit for intermediates. Now they've seen me lighting up the timing boards, which is unfortunate because I really thought if they could have stayed out a few laps longer, or even if they'd stayed out to the end of the race, I feel like we'd have caught them anyway. We've just gone straight past Markelov on the full wets, demonstrating that that is the wrong tyre to be on, as he just could not offer anything in the way of a challenge. I was hoping the AI would stay out longer and either pit last minute or just not bother, but whatever. We've gained a few positions out of it. We've got another fastest lap. We're now going to go down the inside of Vettel. And would you know it, thanks to our gamble, we're right back with Tsunoda. So we're going to try and get the place off of him if we can. We're currently running in 13th. So still outside the points. I don't know why there was a pause there. Carlos Sainz now gets the fastest lap. Sebastian Vettel is after 13th place from us. I'm going to cover the inside there. And then I go back to the line when I realise he's not even alongside. Perez now sets the fastest lap. The times are tumbling as everyone's intermediate tyres are now working for them. They've all got, the AI are now all on intermediate tyres. So naturally, that fastest lap time is going to tumble. That is very sideways out of the last corner. Still not enjoying these wet conditions, particularly. Sebastian Vettel's going to have a look up the inside. We're closing the door very quickly. You are not coming past there, Seb. Absolutely not. But we're now going to have a look up the inside of Tsunoda, and we should be able to get that move done. We have got that move done. Again, another textbook straightforward overtake. I'm really proud of that one. Look at that. Just no fuss, straight up the inside. Unfortunately, we do not have the time to catch Ocon for P10, despite the charge we put on towards the end of the race when we had the right tyres on Inters. So it is going to be P11, unfortunately, but considering my spin, I'd say that's not too bad a comeback. It could have been more though. I feel like we could have done more with this, but whatever. It's P11, I'll take it for now.
Over. Take care of the car on the way in.
There'll be many smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take the win here in Shanghai. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So a disappointing day at the office then. It's P11. We were knocking on the door of points within the early stages of the race, but as soon as I had that spin, that kind of put pay to it really. Without that, if I'd have made the same decision, put intermediates on, as I did then, I feel like we could have probably been P7 or P8, but whatever, it's P11 for us today, because of my spin. I do feel like I managed to make up for it, and that call to put intermediates on when I did was a stroke of genius, but could have done with the AI staying out a lap or two longer really, but it is what it is. Can't do too much about it, just gotta let it go and move on to the next one. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up more points there. Well, thank you for watching this race. Don't forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. We've dropped to 7th in the championship, and in the constructors we've dropped to 6th, I believe. Just gonna scroll down, I'm not sure why I'm doing that, but yeah, down to 6th. Yeah, join me the next time I release content. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.